This little dude's on the floor just looking at me. I'm like, what? Where do we go have treats? Where do we go have treats, little dude? You know where we have treats. There you go. What's up, little dude? Have some treaty treats. Are you ready? I mean, what? I think I made a mistake by letting what become his trigger word. He recognizes that more than he does treats. Now every time Stone Cold comes out to the ring, he's like, "Oh shit, treats? What? Treats? What? What?" See? I'm getting him all confused over here now. Alright, let's bring this back, Oop. Bring this back, Oop. I see you creeping around there, Pharaoh Bates. Yo, what's up? Where's my thing? Today's live stream is brought to you by Dude Wipes. They didn't sponsor me or nothing, obviously, but man, these fucking things are great. These fucking things are great, man. What's up, man? I am not slept through. I am not slept through. I don't know what the fuck happened last night. Where's my time thing? Is that disappointing that I didn't let the time run all the way out? Is that disappointing? I'm disappointed in me. I'm just like, I'm wasting time. Wasting all the time. Oh shit. So let's take a not silent bong hit, and then we'll talk about some shit. I have no idea what, other than what we got coming on the channel, obviously. Right? That's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, I still got finished posting it on the social medias and everything. I'm like, I still got time to kill. So, fuck it. I mean, what? I'm sorry, little dude. You got your treats right there. See, I could say treats. And it's like, yeah, I got them. But then if I say, what? What? It's like, oh shit. Are you gonna put more treats down? Cheers. You hooba dabba scuba scabba. Oh, that's nice, Snakey. I love you, Snakey. My drop-proof Snakey. Oh, shit. So, yeah, let's see. Where do we begin? Let's see, about almost 44 years ago, this dude and this dudette, or whatever you want to call it, did the, thingy thing, and big mistake, because I popped out. Seriously, though. I honestly didn't think I was gonna find time yesterday to get that other poem finished, because that best stuff, worst stuff boxes video took forever. It was like 2.5 hours worth of raw footage, and it took me. Well, technically I started on it the evening before. What was it, like Thursday night or whatever? And I got through like the first few minutes of it. I spent the entire day Friday going through, or no, yesterday I guess it was, going through the and finishing that up. I started about 10 o'clock in the morning. I didn't finish till about 8 or 9 o'clock that night, and I ended up having to render it. What was it, 3 times or something, because so I did that. So I did that Friday, and then I got it uploaded yesterday, and then I did the poem yesterday. That's right. Anyway, I digress. Um, but yeah, I spent a lot of time editing that video, and was the first video. Well, actually, it was the second video, but the first like non-music video, whatever, that I did, that I actually mastered the audio, and it still did, the audio still didn't come out the way I was hoping, but I did master it a little bit. And then the poem, I didn't put my Ozone mastering suite on the master bus, but I mastered the vocal track with the Nectar 3 plugin, and that's added those harmonies and that delay in the one spot. But anyway, I digress. I put a lot of time into that video, and that was a lot to get through. 4 years of fucking boxes, man. 4 years of boxes. And I know, and I realized this when I was filming, that there was a couple retail outlets that I left off of that list, and a couple of those were on purpose, just 100, 100. But, Nightmare Toys was honestly the only retail outlet on that whole list that I really felt like needed to be discussed, because, Nightmare Toys is just fucking awesome. Nightmare Toys is awesome. And it's not to say necessarily that I have problems with any of the other retail outlets that I've done with, but, Nightmare Toys was just, yeah, Nightmare Toys is fantastic. Oh, I forgot to monitor the YouTube part. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the only box that I've got left to come is that $100 box from Don't Eat the Gum. And, as I said in the that video, I'm 103% confident in Don't Eat the Gum, because, I think Don't Eat the Gum is actually the only service that I started off this channel with that I'm still doing today, or that I've done up to this month. And obviously, reason for that, that was good. And that gift box, oh my fucking god, dude, that gift box was fucking amazeballs. Well, I mean, you've done seen it by now, obviously, man, but, that is 100% the fanciest rig I think I've ever had. I mean, well, by far, it's the finest rig I've ever had, because I've had other recyclers and stuff, but the recycle function on those did not function nearly as good as this one does. I mean, it's really a pretty simple recycling design, but it's so perfect. It just works, and it looks awesome. But, it's, the thought behind it is really the even bigger thing to me, but I'm just a sentimental old dude, I'm just a sentimental oldish dude, I guess. So, it touches me. It touches me. And not in the coach way. But, I see you over there, little dude. Oh shit, what the fuck did I do? How long have I been on the four squares? Fuck. Yeah, so, that was just fucking amazing. And, yeah, so I've still got the, I've got that one more poem that I've recorded the audio for that I'm still planning to do. That's the definition of sex poem. And I've got the, what was it, the Stoney Panther bong mask V3 that I still got to edit and upload and everything. And then I had that ramble sesh video, and I had that the hallucination management episode of the Stoney Shaman's Corner left to edit. And I'm also planning on taking those what do you call them, the dab sesh videos that I was gonna go back and try to make my original music for, and the motivation and the time to actually sit and do all that shit is a little bit overwhelming, especially when I'm looking at like probably a dozen little dab sesh videos that I shot. So I'm probably going to just start going through those. I might axe out a few of them and just discard them. But what I'm going to probably do, I think, is I'm going to just go back like I did originally and just take those little short videos, edit them down, and then go find some royalty-free stuff from YouTube and, use that as the music track. I like doing the original music and stuff. It's just it's a little overwhelming trying to get back in, and like I feel like I'm just trying to force myself back in instead of just grooving it. And yeah, but so I'm gonna get those videos out regardless. I got one with my one of those that I shot with Timmy G #2, or maybe he was Timmy G #1, and I'm pretty sure he's Timmy G #2 because we're about the same age, but I think I'm a couple months before him. So I'm Timmy G1, he's Timmy G2. Anyway, so I had him pop up for a second in a couple of those dab sesh videos. So I really do want to get to those ones and put them up. So that's probably gonna eat up the rest of the month for videos, but and then next month I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do what. I'm just gonna start when I feel like filming something, I'm just gonna film it, I guess. I mean, I'm planning to go in there and do stuff, but since we're not going to really have boxes coming in, I think it's going to be of, okay, well, what do I want to do today? And, because I've got this list of videos. Most of them are Stoney Shaman's Corners, but I've got other stuff too, and so I'm just going to be okay, whatever I feel like doing today, I'm just going to do that kind of thing. Oh, and I am planning, because it looks like I am going to get the assistance that I need to do it, but I think I am going to go ahead and get that Oculus Quest, Meta Quest 2, Meta Quest Do. They say I have my father's eyes. Setting up on the shelf up there. So, yeah, so I might go ahead, if and when I do end up getting the Quest 2, do an unboxing for that, and just a little demo of my dumb ass getting stoned and, trying it out. I keep saying oot, I done trained myself to be Canadian, I guess. I goose. I thought I saw a moose. But yeah, I'm anxious for that because I fucking love my VR and just fucking off in VR, and I know, well, we talked about that before, but VR is just fucking amazing. I always dreamt of this kind of shit when growing up, and I remember dreaming up stuff like this since what was it? back in the Atari 2600 days, and what was that fucking movie, Tron? You know, getting into the virtual world, the virtual world. It's like, holy shit, baby, we is here, we is here, and I wish that there was more, um, like I wish that there was. Well, I wish there was more porn too, 100, 100. But I wish that there was more experiences and things like that, like between the stuff that you find on YouTube and porn. Well, I think it's just that the stuff on YouTube is just there's not enough of it, I guess. Like the ASMR videos and stuff, all of the good ones are just like regular what is it, 16:9 aspect ratio. There's no VR. Well, there are VR ones, but they're few and far between, is what I'm saying. Yeah, right. I haven't seen Lawnmower Man in I'm gonna say probably 20 years. I know I've seen it a couple times as an adult, but it's been a minute. I mean, it's been a while. I see you over there, little dude. Yo, you not gonna fit? Yeah, you gonna come back up here and finish your treats? I mean, what? What, little dude? What? Yeah, see, you got treats on the shelf. Yeah, Lawnmower Man was fucking amazing, and remember the what was it called? The was it Nintendo had the virtual boy, I guess it was called, or something like that, and it looked like it was gonna be so amazing, man. That thing was such a piece of shit. It was, you always see these news articles and stuff where like journalists, who say VR is dead. People are tired of the gimmick. That's the VR that I think that they remember is the Virtual Boy or Virtual Boy, whatever the fuck it was called. I think that's the shit they remember, because when it came to like actual virtual reality type products back in the day, or at least growing up, they were gimmicks. They were all just fucking gimmick, and none of it was like real virtual reality. I mean, the Virtual Boy was sort of, but it was all like red lines and headaches. It's like all red lines and headaches. But surprise bong hit. But I mean, I think that what happens is a lot of the people that try modern VR and then immediately put it down and like, no, that's just stupid. I think a lot of people who did that tried it on like their phone, with what was that shit called, the Google Cardboard. I'm not even going to include the Gear VR in that, because the Gear VR was actually pretty decent. But, a lot of those like cheap little $20, $30 headsets you get at Walmart and Best Buy and wherever, and you just put your phone in and all of that, I've tried several of those and they were all shit. They were all shit. Even when you've got a little controller to use with it, it's just all shit. But then you use something like the Oculus, like the Quest or the Rift. For me, I've got the Oculus Go and the Oculus Rift S, and the Go was great for when it came out, except that goddamn plastic piece sitting on your fucking nose. That shit sucked. But the Rift S is almost perfect except for the cord. And having to use the computer with it. But, I haven't tried a Quest or a Quest 2 personally, but, you know, I think I've seen enough to know that the Quest 2 is going to be a huge step up from my Rift. And I spend so much time in virtual reality now that, between personal time, I guess, and, like doing the meditations and stuff like that, and then like the experiences, like the affected the manner that we was talking about that. I think it was last week or something. I couldn't remember what the name of that app was. It's affected the manner, like affected, AFFECTED. Affected the manner, and I saw that they just updated it to what they're calling the complete collection, because they've updated that app every so often, and changed the layout just a little bit, and just changed things up, added to it, and blah blah blah. So I see that they've updated again, and now they're calling it the complete collection. So I'm gonna get on there today after the live stream. I'm gonna take a big old dab on my beautiful Orbi cycler and hop on that and check that shit out again, because that's one of those apps that it's such a, the gameplay is so easy, because the gameplay is essentially just walking and looking around. You don't have to solve any clues, fight any bad guys, anything like that. It's a walkthrough. It's essentially the virtual version of a haunted house, except in a lot of ways it's better. Hi. As we talked about last week or the week before, whenever, because they can do stuff that you can't do in real life, like making the whole room spin around you, shit like that. So, hey, little dude. The up high butthole. What's up, little guy? But yeah, so that is awesome. And I might try out the that Exorcist game again too, because the Exorcist was, it was cool. I really dug the jump scares and everything to the level that I advanced, but it has the same problems that most video games have for me. Is just that it gets to a point that it gets too hard, and it gets more frustrating than fun. I mean, I understand, I mean, it's a game, so you got to have a certain challenge to it, but I suck at a lot of that kind of stuff, and I want to play the game and I want to have fun, but I'm not going to get to play it much longer if it frustrates me so bad I throw the fucking headset against the wall. Like the he used to do back in the day. I remember growing up and, getting pissed off at the Nintendo or the Sega and throwing the controller, and Mom storming in here. They paid how much money for that shit? Oh shit. And yeah, I think we did break a few controllers probably doing that. But I don't understand why they took away the cheat discs. I think they made a huge mistake taking away those cheat discs. I mean, of course, that's talking about, the Xbox and the PlayStation, obviously. But I think they missed a golden opportunity with that, because, it was unfair if you could use cheat codes online and, play against people that, didn't have the cheat codes or whatever, But if you're playing locally against the computer, let people have our cheat codes. You know, I mean, if you wanted to make it so other people couldn't hack your system and make discs, whatever, that's fine. Why not use that opportunity to create your own? You know, why not use that opportunity to create your own and make a little bit of that money? You know, if the object is business and making money, then why not make a little bit of money off of us terrible gamers? You know, we're terrible at gaming. We just enjoy the gaming. You know, so give us our cheat codes. Um, I don't know if there's any cheat codes for anything in VR or not. I haven't actually even looked to see if there was cheat codes for any of the games that I've tried in VR. Um, but you know, having the I think having the Quest is going to help me with that too, because I am actually trying to do more experiences and things standing up um, than sitting down. I mean, I can only stand for a limited amount of time. Like, usually it ends up being like maybe 15-20 minutes or something. Um, but if I can stand up for 10-20 minutes, it's probably better than sitting down for 10-20 minutes, considering the shape that I've been in. But that's getting weirdly better. And I thought about posting this on my Facebook yesterday, but I didn't want to, because yesterday was also the funeral of my friend that just passed away. And, you know, but anyway, you know, I was about to post something to the effect of, I think something might be wrong with me, because I took a shower and could reach my ankles and my feet. You know, I didn't have to like do that weird thing where, you know, you just kind of let the water trickle down and the suds trickle down and then rub it with the other foot or something, you know. Uh, like, I had to prop my foot up on the side of the tub for a second, but like reaching down there to, you know, wash my feet and my ankles was like no problem. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, how did that happen? Fat people problems, I guess. You know, fat people problems. But you know, I had that pair of boxers. I think I talked about it a few weeks ago or something. But you know, I was like walking around the apartment and like my boxers just kind of fell. Like, they don't fit me anymore. And like, I'm just walking across the floor and my boxers just kind of fall off. Like, that did not happen the last time I wore them. Like, how the fuck am I losing? Well, I mean, I think it's partly because I quit taking that Seroquel. What was it, about a year ago or something now? Um, but, which, yeah, that's, um, but, you know, I'm not doing anything right. I'm not exercising. I'm eating pasta. Well, I'm eating hot cheese sketty, grilled chicken, um, and you know, taco bowls and fucking frozen pizzas and shit. As a matter of fact, tonight I'm actually doing pancakes. Um, so I don't know how I'm losing as much, how I've lost as much weight as I've lost. I'm down. Well, the heaviest I weighed, I think, was around 330 or 340, and now I'm down to 265. Or at least the last time I weighed myself, which was a couple weeks ago, I was at 265. And yeah, slimming up. You know, I mean, the weird thing is that it's like, you know, I mean, I kind of feel like just take the win. But on the other hand, like, am I really losing all that weight just because I quit taking Seroquel? I mean, maybe that's probably the reason I put the weight on to begin with, but I don't know. I'll stop rambling about that now. Oh, anyway, and but standing up, I think in VR more, would be beneficial, and I haven't really been able to participate in a lot of experiences because I haven't been able to stand for longer periods. And also, what I was originally alluding to before I rambled off was the cord. It's really hard to swivel around and get the most, whether I'm in the chair or standing up, to swivel around and get the most out of that 360 experience with the fucking cord that won't stop tangling itself up and spin around, and look in the opposite direction. Um, yeah. I mean, I hope people want to see my dumb ass treading around. I mean, the bad thing is, like, obviously, I can't show off none of the cool porn sites or nothing because it's YouTube. But they need more. I mean, there is a good selection of VR porn now, but like I still feel like there needs to be more. Um, it just still feels so inadequate when compared to the selection of regular porn that you find. you know, I mean, it's the same thing with the ASMR stuff. Like, I want to try some of those, like, what do you call it? Like, the virtual companion type videos and things like that. And, like what's her name? Softy Galoshes. The one that she just dropped was like the one where like you're laying down and she's playing with your hair and shit. It's simple and stupid, but I find it relaxing and a little comforting. Um, but there's really not nearly enough of that in VR, or at least I haven't found much of it. I've found some, uh, but yeah, it's really limited, and most of it is like the what do you call it, the VR tuber type of shit, with the animated characters and shit. And don't get me wrong, some of the animated stuff is great, and the hentai stuff too. But the animated stuff, I much prefer the virtual real anime models, whatever you want to call it, the 3D models. But the having a real person in the video is so much better to me, anyway. Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. So yeah. Um, Other than that, I have no idea what's going on. We're just two dudes in the house being dudes. We're just two little dudes being little dudes. Oh, dude. Hi. I am still seriously considering doing the extra channels. Um, just be something completely different. Uh, and yeah, hanging around. Just not making no sounds. I'll just sit here in silence for 20 years. And they like, hey, oh, hey, how's it going? Say hi to your mother for me. Or just say hi to your mother, because that's important. A little to the left. To the left, to the left. I have no idea. It's going. I don't know how it got there, but it's going somewhere. Off of a cliff, maybe. Be like me in that dream. Wake up, falling into my bed. Well, now it would be a chair, but it's something to those effects. Mr. P falling, falling poops. Pooping in front of the litter box. Little asshole. Are you a little asshole dude? Pooping in front of the litter box? I wonder how you gonna take a poop onto the floor instead of inside the box. Meow, 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 meow. The box is for pooping. Nice. That's what I need to start doing. I mean, at least the breakfast part. I'm coming out here every day without nothing on my stomach, and that's not good. I got eggs in there too, I just don't want to fix them. Ain't that always my problem? Like, I'm hungry, but I don't want to get up and fix food. The glue ain't worn off yet. Ah. Why are you pooping on the floor, little dude? He's like, 'cause I'm an asshole. Well, why else, That's, cats are assholes. Deal with it. Just deal with it, little dude. Ha. He's like, alright, I didn't tell you to stop singing and shit. He's like, empty is my bowl. Or at least it's halfway empty. You think it's empty because a tiny little bit of the surface is showing. Please fill up my bowl. I mean, meow, 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 meow. Oh, shit. One of these days, I'm going to get up enough fucking balls to come on here and take a dab again, but I don't like taking a dab on here and then not being able to edit out my dumb ass. afterwards. Well, I'll see you later, little jerk. Well, let's come down to here for a sec. We haven't come down here in a little while. Hi. H-I-G-H. Hi. Cheers. Ooh. So, ooh. Is it weird that I'm getting a little bit fed up with the influencers on YouTube and shit? Because I say weird because, you know, I'm a YouTuber or whatever you want to call it, but god damn, man. Some of these motherfuckers will sit here and tell you to fucking smoke a bowl of fucking rat poison if the people who sell it, you know, offer them a little bit of money. And scams. But I'm not even going to rant about that today because I don't got it in me. I'm still half sleeping. So I don't want to make an argument if my mind's not there. And my mind's definitely not there today, if that's not obvious, but but that is going to be, I think, one of those two separate channels if I do decide to go ahead and do it, which I probably am. But after we get through this month, but I'm gonna do a channel for general erotic and pervy stuff, and maybe some stories and some just general sex talk and shit like that, and maybe in the future even do a few more toy boxes or something, you know. I don't know, because I know it, you know, rubbed a few people a little bit the wrong way when I did it on this channel. I mean, I'm not gonna apologize or no shit like that either, because, you know, I gave you a warning at the beginning of the video what we was doing and talking about. So, you know, after that, if you're mad about it, well, then just, you know, die mad. But, you know, I can also understand, you know, the worry over that becoming the center of my content for this channel, because YouTube isn't very variety showish, I guess, or sketch funny, whatever you want to call it, anthology friendly or whatever, because it's, you know, I want to do different types of things, and you know, everybody expects you to do a YouTube channel about one type of thing, and honestly, I think that's fucking dumb. But, you know, that's another wave in another ocean. But I also understand it too, that, you know, so, you know, I want to create a second channel where we can do that kind of stuff more. And then I want to create another channel where we can have more, for lack of a better term, leftist talks. Because there's a lot of shit I got to say on, you know, a lot of things, politics, social issues, and things like that, that I don't want to force into this channel too much, because like, I understand it can come off as preachy or whatever, um, but I got some stuff to talk about as far as all that shit goes. Um, but yeah, I want to try to keep, probably still keep the Stoney Shaman's Corner on this channel, for and try to focus more on the fun stuff and the Stoney Shaman's Corner for this channel. And of course, I mean that's probably going to mean less content on this channel, um, but we'll have more spread out. And yeah, although I mean it almost run moving stuff to a second channel, though it almost feels like starting over, but that's all right too, because we've been on here for 4 years, um, unboxing stuff, and it's been a blast. I got no regrets, even over even on money that I've spent and even money that I've wasted in the course of those 4 years. I have no regrets because I've had a blast doing it. For better and worse. For better and worse. There is no or, just better and worse. Um, take the good with the bad and vice versa. Uh, and vice those verses. But, uh, yeah, as we're moving away from unboxings, at least moving away from unboxings being the focus of the channel, um, it's we're starting a new chapter. We're starting a new chapter, and yeah, Chapter 9 brings a close to this helping of my modern chapter cycle, to be reborn unto a philosophy of the same topics unbridled. And if I can toot my own horn for a minute, the poem is okay, and the way that I read the poem was meh, but my production on that last poem I thought was pretty good. The way I dropped out the backing music at the what was it, the I now I now live immortal, possessed by demons, and all that comes along with where they are from. And then all of a sudden, yeah, the music in the background, and no death for me under the sun, under the moon, under the moon. Oh, how is Yoon? But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. But it's a lot of work though. When you're searching for those stock footage clips piece by piece as you're going through the audio, and then trying to add it in as you're going down the line. Jesus, man. Maybe though, maybe after I get through these poems, maybe that's an idea for another video, is to come back and talk about how I do that. Because, yeah, I mean, why the fuck not? Or, maybe I could do a making of for the third poem or something. Give me a second. Add how to make a poem video to video ideas list.
I've added how to make a poem video to video ideas.
I think I got that right. uh, yeah, so it's on the list. It just made the list. Thanks, Jericho Hall. Thanks, Geritol. I hope you took your Geritol, because it's time to dance. There's something to that effect. I forgot the exact line. Shut up, Steve. God. So, side note, just in case you didn't notice, I'm crazy. Clinically. That's that's my actual diagnosis. If you look on my diagnosis on my fucking shrink's little pad, it says, "Yo, this dude is crazy." Yo, the fuck is up with this dude? I'm gonna ask her. I think on my next appointment if I can see her sketch pad. Maybe she's over there drawing a caricature of me or some shit like that. I don't know. Does anybody else's doctor sit there and like never let them see the notes that they take or any of that shit? I've never had a doctor let me look at their notepad, like ever. But maybe that's because I'm crazy, you know, and they're like, they don't want me to see that, you know, yo, this dude crazy. Which is weird, because, you know, I was going to find out that I was crazy eventually, right? It's like finding out you're adopted. Eventually this shit's going to come out, you know? Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Oh, shit. Insane in the tum brain. Ooh, once insane, need some grain. Yeah. So let's see. Shit, I've only been on here for like an hour. I feel like I've been on here for like 3 hours, man. That's frosty. That's frosty. And them shits are best. Nice and frosty. I ought to take one of these and go get some ice cream and make a little Frosty's vanilla root beer float. That'd probably be pretty good. I want to try. What was the other thing? I was talking to my homeboy about that. I want to try a like a strawberry soda float. I wonder if that'd be any good. Maybe a grape soda float. Ooh. What about a orange sherbet float? Like orange soda and orange sherbet. Yeah. I still haven't tried my actually, maybe it. Well, yeah, I do have the stuff to do. Maybe I'll try that. Let's see. Do I got anything? Yeah. Well, maybe I'll try that later. Uh, I haven't tried a regular beer float, but I don't really drink much in the way of beer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't shoot. Yeah, beer just isn't for me. But I love root beer. But I'm gonna try though orange soda navel. Like instead of using orange juice for the fuzzy navel, using orange soda. I don't know. It might be good. I've asked and not found anybody that's actually tried that. But I've still got schnapps in my freezer, and I've got a shit ton of orange soda. So, and I've got vodka too. I've still got half a liter of both peach schnapps and vodka, absolute, because that I've had for, I want to say, since 2014, 2015, maybe 2012, that far back. Um, yeah, it's one of those things that sounds good in theory, at least. It's good on paper. But actually, I don't know. I mean, as long as you're talking, figuratively, it sounds good on paper. But like, I don't know, filter it through actual paper. Yeah. Um, I'm dumb. but yeah, I've had those two bottles for several years now and not finished either one of them off. It's a good thing that vodka and schnapps don't go bad, because them shits would be done. I've had them shits forever. Like, it's weird. I couldn't be an alcoholic if I tried. Right? I mean, I'm not much on alcohol at all. Like, the only type of beer that I'll really drink, well, sometimes I'll might drink like Coors Light or Bud Light. If it's like straight out the tap into a pitcher and then into a frosty mug kind of thing. If I'm gone to a bar or something just to see some old friends, whatever, you know, I might drink a Coors Light or a Bud Light or something in a frosty mug, or I'll just get a fuzzy navel or something like that. Um, but as far as drinking beer at home or anything like that, usually, if I'm gonna drink beer at home, I'm gonna get like a Red's Apple Ale or a Red Strawberry Ale or something like that. I don't really like the taste of beer, um, but the Red's Apple and the Red Strawberry are both good. And alcohol is just weird for me. Even when you drink liquor and make it into something fruity and whatever, like I'll get shit faced drunk, and then like the whole next week I'm sick and throwing up, and you know I don't never want to fucking drink again, kind of shit. And it's just like, I've had so many times that like I just get shit faced drunk and black out and do something stupid, or just make an ass out of myself. You know what I'm talking about. I was never a mean drunk. I was that stupid drunk. But it's just, you know it's hard to find a good time in that. I mean, it feels like a good time at the time, and then after, you're like, what the fuck was that? you know. But I also started smoking weed. Well, I mean, I've tasted alcohol, I'll say, before I tried weed, but weed was the first thing I ever like got fucked up on. If you know what I'm saying. And so I started with weed for the most part. And, well, excluding cigarettes, because I had already started smoking cigarettes, but that's another whole thing. Uh, but I got high before I got drunk, is the short version of what I'm trying to ramble about. And it's just, for me, the high is so much better. And it's just, it's chill. And it's not me falling on the floor like, I love to read, you know, or trying to pull one of my female friends off of the fucking table, or the, what do you call them, the island in the apartment, you know, dancing on top of it and shit. And like, girl, you need to come down from there right now. You know, you is gonna regret this. And, you know, I've never experienced that shit with weed. Just never. And, you know, weed is fucking great, baby. And that's not to say, you know, there's anything wrong with preferring alcohol, even. You know, I mean, as long as you're not like, you know, one of the asshole drunks, you know, because fuck those guys. But, you know, what floats your root beer? Whatever floats your root beer float. But the, you know, yeah, when I do drink, you know, it has to be fruity, or, you know, I want that taste. I never understood, like, my parents used to, you know, always say, well, we drink for the taste, you know, and I'm like, what taste? I mean, well, I mean, there is a taste there, but to me, like, I don't know, beer just tastes like piss. Some shit, you know? It's like fucking spicy urine. It's, I used to have this thing where we would go party out on, it's called Cole Road. I think it's in like Stewart's Draft or something like that. And, you know, I would buck down 2 big 40s of Old English 8-ball. And, in order to get myself there, I would not drink or eat anything for a few hours before I started drinking. And just dry my throat out and shit, chain smoking and shit, and then just fucking bucket down. And, you know, I was killing 40s in like 10 minutes and shit, and that shit was not good. Yeah, the mudslides and the chocolate shit are usually good, fucking good as shit, as long as they, you know, don't put too much liquor in there. Just, you know, a little bit of liquor and a whole bunch of mix and shit, you know. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I can handle those. I remember when I was a kid and my mom was working at the what's it called, the Chamber of Commerce. My mom, if you didn't see the video I did about mom and you don't know this, just a random fact because I'm proud of it, is that mom was the first woman to ever be assistant director of the Stanton Chamber of Commerce. And then when Ray went out of town on whatever business or whatever, you know, and somebody had to actually run the place, my mom became the first ever woman to be acting director of the Chamber of Commerce, you know. I'm proud of my mama. But I digress. So they would always send her off to like these conferences and things like that. And so you know, we'd make a family vacation out of it, and mom would take us with us. And as a consequence, you know, the places that we went, we actually, you know, got to stay in some fairly fancy little hotels, like what was it called, the Omni, I think it was called, in Virginia Beach. And you know, I don't know, I was probably like 8 or 9 or something. Hell, I might have been as young as 7 at this point, you know. And but I would go down to the bar, you know, and mom would order a drink or a glass of wine or something, and dad would have a beer, and you know, I wanted to have a glass of wine with Mom, and but we went at the I think it was the Omni, we were sitting down in the booth, and the lady says, "Oh, well, I'll go grab you a Shirley Temple." So that Shirley Temple was technically my first mixed drink. Even it was a long way to get to that, but I mean, I know technically a Shirley Temple does not count, but that Shirley Temple was actually pretty good, or at least I thought it was good back then. Um, but so I could probably drink Shirley Temples all day long. I would drink you under the table with some Shirley Temples. Those were the days, though. I rode my first and only time I've ever driven a go kart without wrecking or something fucked up happening on that same vacation. It was really, really cool. And like I actually won the race and everything. Then every other time we were riding go karts in Stanton one time, and the fucking brakes went out, and my dumb ass didn't think to just let off the gas and coast until it stopped, and ran straight into the tire wall and fucked my knees up something horrible, baby. Fucked my knees up something horrible. My knees had already been fucked up by this point, but fucked my knees up even worse. Hey, yo, what's up? Sorry, I can't bring your. I was about to tap it to bring it up. I forgot I can't bring Facebook comments up there. But I see you, dude. I love you, man. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. I've lost my voice and everything, but yeah, man. I thought about doing a drinking video for the channel one time, just to do one, and but I decided against it just because I don't know. It had to look sad or something. I don't know. Oh shit! I can't scroll. I'm trying to scroll through. I can't see the comment here. I'm just gonna have to expand it for a sec. Yeah. Yeah, I could bring up the YouTube comments on this thing, but not the. Oh shit! I done. Sorry, I done lost that page completely. I guess. Where the hell did it go? Forgive me for this right here, but shit, man, I just lost that whole window. I'm sorry. Oh shit, I am fucking up everything over here. What is you doing, baby? No, that's not what I was trying to do either. Shit. You son of a bitch, Humphreys. You son of a bitch, Humphreys. Man, you haven't even tried it yet. You son of a bitch, Humphreys. Alright, bear with me for a minute here. Alright, I'm just gonna pull it up right there and now. Yeah. What's up, dude? I'm sorry, I just fucked Facebook up completely. So, whoa, shit. There we go. Excuse me. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to be able to see comments on Facebook anymore. I might stop using Restream altogether and just, forget about posting it on Facebook because I can't bring up comments from Facebook, and Dun, dun, dun. Right? That's my life philosophy. 100% is just shit happens. But I might just start doing it exclusively on YouTube, because to go to Facebook, I have to go through Restream, and so that I can dual stream it or simul stream it, whatever you want to call it, that way. But I can't bring up the comments from Facebook, and I can't post it to my Timmy G Stuff and Stuff page on Facebook, and there's nobody really watches it on Facebook anyway. I mean, two what's it, fucking two birds in a bush or some shit like that. I haven't heard of StreamYard. I'll have to check that out. But if all of the social media sites would just use like the same damn standard, and something like Restream, where I could just be able to monitor everything from their page and not have to like have a window up for YouTube, a window up for Restream, a window up for Facebook. It's like, it's too many goddamn windows. And if it was something like that could all be done in one at one time, and monitor comments and stream info, all of that, and then I could simultaneously broadcast to like Instagram and Twitter and all of that shit at the same time, that would be great. But Instagram has its own fucked up thing, and Twitter has their thing, and it's just YouTube is I thought about adding because I could, with the free Restream, I could also broadcast to Twitch. But again, it's the only reason I haven't is because I don't have a Twitch thing set up. I mean, I've got an account, but I've never done a stream or anything on Twitch. And I used to use it a little bit to troll old Joe. 100. But I'm fucking but having to keep that many different pages open in different windows just so that I can monitor everything, it's a pain in the ass. And for the bringing the comments up on the stream, and like my ticker up here and my logo and everything right there, and then the timer and all of that good shit, that's all using this. Well, I'll just bring this camera over here and see if I can. Let's see, where's the all right, yeah, you can see this is the app right here. This is H2R Graphics. John Barker makes, and his channel is called Here to Record, if you want to actually check that out. But there's a new one coming out that is in beta right now, but that's a whole nother thing and a whole nother ocean. Anyway, this is the V1, so I got like all my lower thirds and stuff right here, and over here is the ticker and the time and Morris Day, and our that's for the message that we usually put on the beginning of the stream and anything. Anyway, so back here into the chat section, see, you can, hell yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out, because that's something that I definitely would be interested in. But yeah, the chat here, unfortunately, only works with YouTube. So I can't bring up chat from any other platforms on here. And that kind of sucks. But on the other hand, this app is 100% free, and I haven't found anything else that even comes close to comparing to it. And I'm looking very much forward to version 2. And maybe he'll add more functionality for that in version 2, but I've watched most of his live streams and stuff where he talks about, the features and stuff that he's working on for him. But I think that the chat feature is still going to be limited to YouTube, to YouTube. Yeah, I think he is doing away with the API key thing or something, but yeah, so you still only YouTube. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't, broadcast into other things, and then I could at least, if StreamYard will let me see the chat from all of the different platforms in one screen, then that would be great, because I could at least read those comments. That's the bigger thing, because now that I've got my internet somewhat fixed, or at least better than it had been, I'm not as worried about dropouts and things like that. It seems like we've had a lot less of those since I replaced my modem. But monitoring the chat from all of the different platforms and everything, man, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. As a matter of fact, if you'll bear with me here, I'll look that up real quick just to StreamYard. Look at that StreamYard. Oh shit. Do they have a free version, or is this all going to be paid? Was there a thing? Okay, there's pricing. That's what I want to look at. Okay. Okay, most of that stuff I don't really need. It's just oh, so okay, you gotta have their basic to multi-stream. Yeah, I still might try that out. To do, it said to do like the, what do you call it, like simul streaming, like going to YouTube and Facebook and all that at the same time. I think it said I'd have to get the basic package, which is I think $20 a month. It said 3 destinations at once. But the restream is free, but yeah, monitoring the chat. Of course, maybe I'm missing something. I'm just going to look at my restream page real quick. And doing it live. I'm doing it all live. Because why not? All right. I know that there's a thing up here for chat. See, it says that, I need to go live, but I'm already live. And I mean, it's showing it's showing your comments right here, but I can't really scroll through them or anything because it says I need to go live. I don't know what the fuck, you know. I started, it's probably because I'm streaming through the, I'm streaming through my video switcher, because my switcher's got its own built-in encoder. So I'm actually going from taking the, the passcode or whatever, and putting that into my switcher, and then broadcasting from my switcher and not the computer. And so that's probably why it's not really recognizing me as a being live on their software. But StreamYard could be different. I don't know. So I'm going to take a deeper look at that later, and just like email them, or maybe get somebody on the phone or something, and ask them a few questions about broadcasting from my switcher and monitoring the chat and everything. Because if I could do that on the free version and do multiple destinations, then that would be great. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to say, upsell me. Like, well, if you want customer support, and you want to, do this and that, upsell. They all do it. Restream does it too. I mean, they do. I mean, like, even the DaVinci software that I edit with is free. But try to get some customer support for that shit, you better find a Reddit thread. You better find a Reddit thread. Customer support from the company for the free version of DaVinci, as they say in my dad's native country, forget about it. Which one? The Restream? The Restream is it's basically like a free multi-stream utility or something, whatever you want to call it, where the idea is to simul-stream so that you can send your stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch, and whatever, all at the same time. But to use like a business page, or like my Timmy G Stuff and Stuff page, even though it's technically not business, whatever, you feel me. In order to broadcast to that, you have to pay for the premium service, and but the basics of what it does is okay, but because it doesn't see me as being live, I can't monitor the chat through their page. Well, not really. OBS is more, designed to just, be in your encoding software. I mean, your graphics card is doing the encoding, but, OBS broadcasts you. Essentially, it's a broadcasting software, and there's a lot. I know OBS, there's a lot you can do with OBS, but still OBS will only send you to one destination, whatever destination you select. But you can also go out of OBS and into something like Restream. But Restream is to take the broadcast that you're pushing out of, say, OBS, or in my case, the A10 Mini Extreme ISO, and then sending that broadcast to multiple locations simultaneously. In the lead up to buying this switcher and anticipating doing like live streams and shit like that, I watched so many goddamn demo review tutorial videos about all of this shit. It's fucking crazy. And that was one of the, not the ultimate selling point, but one of the big selling points for me on this video switcher was that ability to live stream directly from the unit instead of having to rely on a computer to encode the live stream. You know, it's awesome. This switcher was worth every penny of that $1,400 for real, for everything that it can do, man. Well, it was actually like $1,300, but once I added on the few little accessories and stuff that I needed, plus the tax, the tax alone, I think was like an additional $65 or some shit, but even at pricing it fully at $1,400 are worth every penny of it. I talked about this before, but when I was little and Poppy, my granddad, had his video memories service, and he would go around and film people's weddings. He'd go out and the ballets he did, and the ballet and the Shannon Arts all teen theater, he'd film those on his own. I mean, he'd get with the people and ask them to come do it, and then he'd go do it. And then he would basically make copies and sell them to people. And, I mean, they were paying like $20 a pop for them. But, we're talking about a time when, you were one of the cool kids if you had a VCR. If you had a VCR, you was one of the cool kids. And so, VCRs were starting to get into people's homes. And so Poppy saw a business opportunity and he took it. Anyway, the video switcher that he had, I think it was a Panasonic W something 50 or something like that. But, we're talking about like, I think about a $20,000 console for, 1980s technology and pricing. But, and that was an awesome video switcher. It really, really was. It had picture-in-picture and its own built-in color grading wheel and a little thumbstick to move around your picture-in-picture and the color grading. And, that mixer could do a lot. That mixer is dwarfed by the capabilities of this $1,400 mixer or switcher right here. 100%. It is dwarfed. It's, not even maybe a 50th of the size of it. But as far as features and ability goes, it's just no comparison. The only really downfall is that you still sort of need a software companion on the computer to access all of the features. But, I mean, let's be real. We've all got computers. And, your computer doesn't have to be super fancy as long as it can run the 64-bit program and everything. It did have a trouble operating on my ARM-based Windows tablet, but I think that the tablet was limited to 32-bit, so that's probably why. But, that's just to access the deeper controls of it, and it's just, it's amazeballs, the difference in it, I would have never, the picture-in-picture was like a very crude version of, we could have done this. Let me just turn off the thing here just for a second. So, we could have done something like this right here with his old mixer, because we could have had, the main picture and then use the picture-in-picture and just scale it up to create this effect. But then, when we turn it into a super source and we start getting in this, it might have been able to do 2 picture-in-picture. I'm not really sure. I can't remember for sure because, God damn it. Obviously, that was a long time ago. But then to do something, more complicated like this, and then add on another layer and do the chroma key and everything for that, right there. In case you're wondering about that, that is the oh, wrong screen. There we go. That is like the chroma key, and the way that that works is that basically I turn on the chroma keyer and then come back to over here, and now all the green is gone, blah blah blah. But yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, I'll tell you. It's fucking crazy, baby. Yeah, I wish that I had have listened to Poppy when I was younger, you know, because he tried to get me more into the video stuff um, than I was back then. I mean, I went with him to a few jobs, and you know, he let me play with the mixer a few times, and I'd sit there and watch him edit videos and stuff like that. But he tried to get me more interested and more involved in it than I really wanted to at that age, and I was more interested in the music and my DJ setup and, you know, all of that. As a matter of fact, when he bought me my first DJ mixer, he first asked me, he said, well, wouldn't you rather have a video mixer and be able to do both? And I'm like, I'm just thinking about the crossfader on the DJ mixer. I'm like, no, because, you know, I want to be able to do this and that, and, you know, not really thinking it through. He said, okay, you know, and I probably would have had a video switcher of my own at a much earlier age, and maybe even a camera or two if I had have taken him up on that, you know. And but you know, I somewhere down the line I inherited his fascination with it, and I like it. I think, you know, I think that the technology is just cool, you know, and the whole filming process and everything, you know, even down to you know, getting my hands on that scroll wheel when you get down to editing. You know, it's just nothing like the feel of a good scroll wheel. Or as what's his name, as Ogre once said, nerds. I'm an AV Club geek, just much later in life. That's my midlife crisis, I guess. But yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely interested to try it. You know, and that's the good thing about these all of these places, is that most of them nowadays do have a free version to try out, and I think that that's, you know, that's definitely something worth looking into and trying out. I like to do though like a trial of their premium service. That's something I don't think Restream offers that I really wish they did. Maybe they do and I just missed it. But, you know, I've had so many subscription type of things like that, you know, where you pay extra to get, you know, more features or whatever. And then you pay for it, you get it thinking, oh, yeah, this is going to be fucking great, you know, and then you get it and it's like, It's kind of like when you see something like this advertised, you're like, oh, that's so cute. That's a nice, that's a cool looking pipe. And then you go to smoke out of it and you're like, yeah, let's just put this on a soda can. Somebody go get me a corncob pipe. Smoke out of those fucking, what do you call those old tobacco pipes? You know what I'm talking about? Like the long ones with the wooden bowl on the end and shit, you know. Is that the technical term for it? Is just tobacco pipe? I have no fucking idea. I've smoked out of those before too. And terrible. Terrible. But still somehow almost better than smoking out of fucking ceramic, baby. Almost better than smoking out of ceramic. I'll definitely go back to metal pipes and shit before the ceramic. Um, I could deal with metal pipes, you know. But, Frosties. So do you guys like my Peter? How's my Peter? Hi, Peter. Oh, that's John Cena Parker. Because you can't see him. Dun, dun, dun. What do we got going on here? Well, thanks, Chris. I love you, sis. I feel guilty now. I'm checking Instagram and Facebook on my during the live stream. Oh shit! And getting ads popped up apparently. Oh, you good, dude? I'm just here. I'm just here fucking off because I didn't have anything planned for today. Just roughly to, talk about what we doing and been doing, and then just smoke and ramble. That's all I ever do. Thank you, I think. And, oh shit. Something popped up the top and I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh, hell no. Hell no. No, that Halloween box was it. That Halloween box was it. The only reason I jumped on that Halloween box was because it was $1.99. As soon as I saw that, I said, okay, I'm gonna wait for them to ship this order out, and then I'm gonna cancel. And that was fucked, man. That shit was fucked. Oh shit. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hey, welcome aboard. Hey, better late than later or never. Welcome to my stupid Stoney ramble sesh. Yeah, the pipe was nice. I honestly, I don't have any complaints about that box. I've got a lot of complaints about their previous boxes, and or most of their previous boxes. My bigger complaints is about them, you know, trying to not cancel my subscription when I tell them to cancel my subscription, and them not having an automated way to cancel your subscription is just that straight up bullshit. Those dudes are fucking shady, shady, shady. And not even the slim kind. They big old shady. They big old fucking shady. And yeah, for real. And I've unfortunately, I've watched some good companies end up going in that direction. Um, I mean, at least the quality wise, I can't speak for what Hippie Butler's customer service is like now, but you know, Hippie Butler really started dropping their quality, and that's what I was going to say earlier about the influencer stuff, and just kind of backed out of it. But um, since I'm on Hippie Butler, I might as well just say it. You know that I saw Hippie Butler was showing off this fucking thing again on Instagram, and you see all those influencers pop up, and you know, oh, that's the greatest thing ever, you know, and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, tell me more. You know, it's brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. See, that's why I'm so standoffish about, you know, anything to do with monetizing my channel and trying to do this for a job or whatever, and being an influencer. Man, fuck that shit. I don't like the way those fucking people act. For real. I'm sorry, but, you know. Hell yeah. I liked, well, I sort of liked Canabox. You know, I thought that I would probably be willing to do something for Canabox just because, you know, their boxes are usually decent. Of course, I mean, obviously, I talked about that in the that video just what was it, yesterday? That you know, that their glass I felt was okay. You know, like the it's always small. You know, that's the only thing I don't like, is that it's always small. Um, but I love the shirts. But the like, you know, I need that 5X. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, you know, I'm not against the idea of, you know, doing sponsored videos and free boxes and everything. I mean, of course, as long as, you know, full disclosure and everything. The thing that I have a problem with is people selling the rights to their opinion to these fucking companies. You know, it's just so fucking cringe. Right, yeah. And I think I did 2 can of boxes. You know, the function was fine too. And you know, their pieces I felt were kind of like Hemper, in that they usually weren't anything to write home about, but they were fine. And for the money, they were fine. The thing that made it cool with Canabox, you know, again, was just getting that shirt with it. But obviously, that doesn't do me much good if they only go up to 2X. I mean, I'm losing weight and everything, but I ain't quite down to no 2X. Trust me, you guys do not want to see me in a 2X. That's like the, what was that shit I saw on Facebook today and this morning, and it said, name or make a statement for people to debate in the thing, except just say agree or disagree. You know, you've probably all seen that shit on social media, just floating around, whatever. So my thing was, I do not look fine in a Speedo. And that's the same thing with a 2X for me, because if I try to put on that 2X Canabox shirt, you know, it's basically going to be like a Speedo. And don't nobody want to see that. I damn sure don't want to see that, and I don't want to feel that, you know. But But the canna box definitely does, right? I haven't seen World of Bongs, uh, but yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've seen a few. I mean, well, I've seen plenty of beautiful women that look great in speedos. I've seen a few dudes that look pretty nice in speedos. Very, um, a lot less than pretty women, but um, definitely not me's. Definitely not me's. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But whoa. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm trying to extinguish this. I'm trying to extinguish my smoker rat so I can get ready to surprise bong it. Surprise Snakey. Everybody say hi to Snakey. I'm dumb. Cheers. Oh baby. Oh yeah, yeah. I like the and that was another one. Where like fucking hippie Butler was hell yeah, dab it up, baby. The fucking like, well, I think it was last year. Hippie Butler, uh, in my opinion anyway, was a slam dunk with that little ornament ball and just a little 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 slide you just put in there. But I don't trust them anymore after that. After all that ceramic shit, and then it's kind of like the same thing with how I feel about 420 Goodie Box in the way that they still sell that fucking camper bong and advertise it on their site like it's sick. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Hippie Butler re-advertising this goddamn popcorn ceramic piece. Is like, it's sick. And like, no, it's not, and you know it. Or it's sick, but not in that way. It's sick in the that don't feel so good. Um, but I would, and that's also, by the way, why I fucking love, love. I love, love Lon Sideman. Uh, was it Lon.tv here on YouTube, I mean, he's been at this for a minute, and he obviously he doesn't do anything like this, anything, but reviewing um, tech and gadgets and stuff. I mean, he's done stuff as reviewed stuff as small as like little tiny alarm clocks, like even like old manual handsy clocks and shit. But he won't sell the rights to his opinion, and he's actually like called out companies for trying to pay him to remove negative reviews in favor of leaving a positive review. You know how that review scam shit works. And he's had, I think, at least 3 or 4 videos that I've seen where he's actually called out companies for reaching out to him like that, you know. And I fucking appreciate that, you know, I really do. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on my disgust with influencers. Yeah, and you know you got to really be careful with, you know, because of these review scams. You know, it's basically, you know, and companies will go reach out and hire people to go out there and put out fake reviews and shit like that, and then it gets even more complicated because then you get a bunch of companies that go out and leave fake negative reviews for their competition and shit. So um, I always try to look for like the 3 and 4 star reviews, and well, anything between 2 and 4 star kind of thing. Um, and look for people that are posting like pictures and videos um, of it, and you know, just things that can help you validate somebody's opinion or review a little bit. And you know, look for people that will tell you good and bad things, things that they like, things that they don't like about a product. Because um, I don't think I've ever tried anything that was all good. You know, I've had a lot of stuff that was, well, actually, I take that back. You know, I mean, even still, you know, I was going to say, you know, can't really say that about like Fat Ass Glass or Don't Eat the Gum, except that it does still take a few days, or in the case of Don't Eat the Gum, a couple weeks to get it. And that's fine. I mean, because it's, you know, it takes what it takes to get there. You know, they can't just magically hand it to you, but it'd be really nice if they could, you know. So that's what I dislike about Don't Eat the Gum and Fat Ass Glass, is that we don't have teleporter technology yet. You know, that would be really, really, really nice. Um, Instant delivery. But, you know, but generally, especially when you're talking about tech, um, there's good and there's bad in everything. There's good and there's bad in everything. Um, so, you know, yeah. That's how I try to sift through reviews. Yeah. Now, food is a little bit different, you know, when we're talking about that, because there is some food out there, you know, that like it just seems like there's just nothing bad about it because, uh, you know, food is gravy. Well, or gravy is food, sort of. But you know, or a food add-on, a food accessory. um, but yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, dude. Uh, but the you know, like when I make my hot cheese sketty, it's, well, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I made it, but you know, I can't find nothing bad to say about that shit at all. Uh, but you know, yeah. Back on subject, you know, reviews are so important. You got to be careful with how you read reviews, but they're so fucking important for everything, because a lot of that shit, like that little this little $30 Android box that I'm playing the little Matrix on back here. You know, um, that shit was not worth the 30 fucking bucks. That shit was not worth 30 bucks. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's Although, I mean, I've had stuff that, had a lot of really good reviews that I thought was trash, and the reviews seemed to be fair. But, um, but as a general rule of thumb, you can look for, reviews like the, what's it, something that I've been, or not reviewing, but, reviewing the reviews of the Quest 2 Elite strap, and I found all the people that were talking about the little piece that connects to the headset snapping. So, I'm probably, spoiler alert, I'm probably not going to buy the Elite strap. I mean, if I buy the Quest, it's probably going to take up the whole budget anyway, but I'm going to try to at least get a power bank with it. But, and that's been the same process for that, too. I'm waiting for a review. Not that I can afford it, but I'm waiting for reviews to come in on the HTC Vive Flow, because I'm really, really interested in that. Yeah. Yeah, and although I mean it's getting harder to find TVs now that don't have some type of smart feature built in, whether it's a Roku or like an Android TV. I think the Android TVs, on paper at least, look really, really um, promising. Um, but it's getting harder to find TVs that don't already have those things built in. But yeah, you got to price shopping is super important too, because obviously, if you can save some money, why not save some money? Um, I did that on this Roku TV, and I mean, to be fair, a lot of times you pay for the more expensive TV, and you do get more TV or more features and stuff like that. But um, there's always that evaluation of, do you need those features, or um, do you have what do you call it? Old people eyes, I guess. And so if you've got old people eyes, do you really, really need to get the OLED screen? Um, Things like that. And I want the OLED screen. I've got oldish people eyes. I've got old people lungs and oldish people eyes. But I still want that OLED screen, especially for VR. I know that the Quest 2 doesn't have the mini OLED screens, but uh, for VR, the resolution is so much more important than the TVs. But I got my Roku TV for, I think it was about $300, but that was, I think probably 6 or 7 years ago that I bought that TV, and it's a TCL Roku TV. I think it's a 43 inch or something like that, and it's still perfectly fine. The only thing wrong with it is a little scratch on the screen that I made because I'm a dumbass and wasn't being careful when I was moving it around. Yeah, and I saw a what do you call it? The oh, there goes that bottle cap. Uh, was a 75-inch TV. I think it was on Best Buy or somewhere. It was like $1,200. Like, that was it for a 75-inch Roku TV with OLED display. That is fucking insane. Yeah, I tried I have was it like a 13-inch LCD Insignia that I bought on eBay probably a decade ago for like $20 or something, you know. But it was just to have one more little screen off of the computer, and I've still got that thing. It's still perfectly fine. It's not great, but it's, you know, it's $20 fine. Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't tried either of those, but you know, I mean, of course, like I said, I've got this Roku TV still working like it did when I bought it, and my little Sanyo too. Actually, I've had that Sanyo. The Sanyo is a 40-inch, and it doesn't have the smart features, but you know, I've had it for a little bit longer than I've had the Roku TV. The Vizios, I can't say the same thing for. You know, the Vizio, I had a 32-inch Vizio that eventually went bad, and I had a 3D 40-inch Vizio TV that was great when it worked, and then over time it developed this problem that if you turned it off and then left it off for a while and then came back to it and turned it back on, the screen would just be black. Like, you'd hear the sound coming out and everything, but there would be no picture. And in order to get it working right again, you had to just leave it running for a little bit, and you know, long enough for it to warm up real good, and then turn it back off and then back on again, and then your picture would be fine. But that was my experience with Vizio. I had a soundbar system, a 5.1 surround system of theirs that did like that too. It was, except that one just totally stopped working. But I had it for, I think, 3 months or something, and then it just stopped working altogether. But my surround system in the back is Vizio, and that's a, was it 5.1.2 Atmos surround system, and that one's still working good. Yeah. The funny thing is that I've got a, I don't even remember what brand it was. It was, I want to say Everclear, but that's not right either. It was like Everlast, or not, no, it wasn't Everlast. It was it Durabrand or something? It was a Walmart brand back in the several years ago. Anyway, you know, this was like probably almost 20 years ago. I bought this little surround system at Walmart for, I think it was Durabrand, for like around $90 or something. It was a little 5.1 surround system, and it was, you know, there was a little bit of a hiss to it at low volumes, so you almost had to like blast the volume on it. But I ended up giving it to my parents when I upgraded to a Stoney 5.1 system. My dad still has that old Durabrand or whatever it was called surround system, and it still works fine. It's like surprised the shit out of me. Yeah. Right. But you know, I mean, it's like that with like there's a, you know, I watched a special on excuse me, I got gas. I watched a special on light bulbs, of all things, a few weeks back, and what they were talking about was the agreement that the light bulb companies made to stop your light bulbs from lasting too long, because they wanted you to come back and buy more light bulbs, you know, and to where they purposely started sabotaging the quality of them, you know, and that's why the Edison style incandescent light bulbs for so long was, you're having to replace them like every week or something, and until they eventually got into the CFL bulbs, and it's fucking insane. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, because I'm probably getting ready to buy an Oculus Quest 2, um, and it's like $300, which luckily I've got somebody who's gonna help me a little bit with that, and fucking love you. But the it's fucking dope. VR, not just gaming, VR media in general is so much fun. From VR chat is probably the most popular thing on there. Well, that and Beat Saber, but Beat Saber is actually a game. But I mean, I guess technically you could call VR chat a game, but it's more of a social thing. It's a whole bunch of people, and you go meet up in virtual reality and hang out and chill and troll, or a whole bunch of different shit. There's like a whole another side to VR chat, but I don't really do VR chat just because I'm not so good at the social situations. But doing like the affected the manor for me is one of the greatest things in the fucking world, because it's just a walk through haunted house, and the jump scares, everything are just awesome, and it's it's an awesome experience. And any questions you got about a boot about a boot no, not about a boot, but any questions you got about VR stuff is I'll answer what I can. I'm definitely not an expert, but yeah, it really is, in my opinion. When I was talking about this earlier, is that it's better, in my opinion, than a real haunted house, a physical haunted house. Yeah, man, no thing. And because they can do things that you can't do in real life. Like in Affected the Manor, there's a part where you're walking across a bridge, and the bridge starts spinning around until the ceiling becomes the floor becomes the ceiling, and shit. Pulling something like that off in reality is going to be really, really hard to do. You're going to need magnet shoes or something, and so being able to experience that kind of stuff in a walk through haunted house. And I mean, spoiler alert, I haven't played the game in a long time. I'm getting ready to play it here in just a little bit again, since they've updated the app. But spoiler alert, no matter which path you choose and how the game plays out, the ghost always gets you in the end. The ghost always kills you in the end. Or at least I assume you die. Maybe you get possessed or something. I don't really know. But it's a fun time. It's a fun time. And the roller coasters, man. Like, I mostly did the roller coasters on my Oculus Go, which is, that's yesterday's technology. But that was awesome for me, because I can't do roller coasters in real life. And being able to ride a roller coaster in virtual reality, where I just have that comfort in the back of my mind to know that the worst thing that could happen is the headset dies, or whatever, and I'll just take the headset off. When you're riding a real roller coaster, there's that level of panic is just a whole nother thing. And so being able to experience that in virtual reality is awesome. And the games, You know, as far as the actual like gaming goes, the selection is, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with the porn and VR selection. You know, there's a lot less to choose from, but what's there's a lot of really there's a lot of gold nuggets in there. Um, the Exorcist game is, you know, becomes a little too challenging for me, but the Exorcist game is awesome. And there's a lot of really great shooters and stuff like that on there too. Um, Man, yeah, you know, and that's oh, if I can refresh here, yeah, that is a you know, that is a real concern for VR chat, especially um, because VR chat is not gonna be um, necessarily. I don't know how VR chat is moderated because I don't really play that one. I watched videos on it, but um, I don't think that it's going to be necessarily free from bullies and assholes and, you know, just shit like that online. And I know that there's a lot of adult stuff that happens in VR chat too. Um, because it's an open world and virtual reality, and most, like, when you start talking about underage people playing VR chat, you know, these are mostly 13-year-olds and sometimes even younger kids that are, you know, their parents buy them an Oculus headset and say, here, you know, go off here. And so they're not really being watched either. And, you know, I mean, you know how kids bully kids. Um, so, yeah, you know, I don't know if there's any type of parental settings for VR chat or anything, but uh, you know, but really you want to be careful the younger the child is. 13 is probably fine. Um, but the younger they are, the more you really got to be careful about letting them do VR at all or how much VR they do, just because um, it can affect your the way your eyes are developing. Um, you know, obviously that's the developmental years in your life, and or the most crucial developmentally years of your life. And so VR isn't 100% safe necessarily for children. Um, but I do believe that the suggested rating for Oculus is 13 and up. So 13 should be fine. Yeah. Honestly, I, you know, was watching the video on VR chat, and there's this whole big thing where people just stand and stare at mirrors all day long. Like they just, because, you know, in VR chat they got these mirrors set up and you can, you know, check out your avatar and see how you look and everything, you know, not like a mirror in real life. And so there's a whole subsection of people on VR chat that will just stand there looking at their avatars, and, you know, people, especially people that have the, you know, the full body tracking on and everything, and just stand there, you know, oh, look at me, I'm in a mirror, ooh, mirror me, mirror on the wall, who is the virtualist of them all? It's that guy. Yeah, I mean, and you know, I'm not really talking shit either. It's kind of, it seems kind of weird for me, although I could see it because, you know, I might make my avatar kind of pretty, you know, if I go into VR chat, and So I could see it, and if that's what you like to do, more power to you. Admire yourself. I'm all for self-love and shit. I love myself almost every night. But that's a whole nother rave and a whole nother bottle of Molly, as they say. Um, but, there is a lot of stuff to watch out for. But there's a lot of really great teenage and more younger driven content that's about to come out. Like I think that somebody is working on releasing a VR version of Minecraft uh, for Oculus, and Molly Ringwald. I've never met Molly. 100 because if I ever meet Molly, I want to meet her when she's pure. And that's a lot harder to find, and I don't want to seek it out either. It's just like if Molly ever comes around here when she's pure, I might give her a little kiss, or as they say in my native country. Oh shit. But see, that's one of my favorite things to do in VR is in VA, all the way in VA. Oh, I have to right, or Molly Virgin, something along those lines. But you know, yeah, I'm I'm in the medical program, so I have a place to shop, but they haven't opened up any retail stores here yet, and it's we're allowed to grow up to 4 plants of our own, but there's still no stores, and except for the medical dispensary, and there's only 4 of those really, or there's 4 processors. The closest one to here is in Richmond, which is I think about 250 miles. But there's question about when the retail stores are going to be open, or if they're going to open. We think it's still going to happen, but the current date is, I think, January of 2024. And Normal was going to try to work with the legislature this coming session to get that expedited and moved up. But the Republicans may have taken control of the House of Representatives, and they did take control of the state house. So a lot of that is up in the air. Some of the Republicans are signaling that they're going to be friendly to expediting it, but it's a wait and see kind of thing, just because Republicans historically in this state have not been friendly to legal weed at all. They have killed legislation in subcommittees year after year after year after year. It took so long just to get them to agree to let epileptic patients have oil less than 5% THC. And then we built on from that, and for a few years, and they wouldn't give us a legal medical program, but they did eventually give us affirmative defense until the Democrats took control of both houses and the state house. Then they legalized the medical program, decriminalized adult use, and then this past session legalized adult use. Yeah, it's. I don't know why they're not getting on board quicker, because you know the vast majority of people in this country are in favor of it, because we know that they've been lying. I mean, we know that they've been lying to us for 100 years. For 100 years, they've been lying to us about weed, and we all know that. We're all in on that. We know that ain't nobody overdosing on no weed. Ain't nobody buying weed and going and robbing a liquor store. None of that shit. And I always see conservative voters on normal Facebook and elsewhere on Facebook and the internet that talk about being in favor of it, and they're like, a bunch of them even thought that Donald Trump was somehow going to legalize it, and obviously we know how that went. But you can win a lot more of us independents over, because nobody can win the general without us independents, right? So, you'd win a lot more of us over if you just fucking get on board already. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, my mom passed away just before the Farm Bill passed. Um, we could have been treating her migraines at least with CBD, and we couldn't even do that in 2017. Um, and I was successfully had her treating her blood pressure with weed, and until the pain clinic threatened to kick her out of the program for smoking weed, while feeding her Oxycontins and Percocets and Vicodins and all of that shit. And where is she now? She's 6 feet under, but do no harm. Yeah, hell yeah. Weed is medicine. Weed, 100, 100. Weed is the duct tape of medicine. Weed is the duct tape of medicine. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily for my mom, it was easy to. You all good? Uh, luckily for my mom, it was easy for me to convince her that just because my mom was a hippie, you know, and my dad too. Both of my parents were hippies and smoked in their younger years, and so all it was took for me to tell mom was just, look, I know you quit smoking years ago, but you know, try taking a couple bowl hits and see if it don't bring your blood pressure down. I gave her the weed and everything. She did it. It brought her blood pressure down. Boom. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my poppy was like that too. Uh, yeah, well, I mean, she didn't really have too much problem eating, but she was always sick, and she was sick from the migraines, and then sicker from the medicine they were feeding her. You know. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, it was my poppy was hardcore military like that too. I mean, he was he worked for the in the Pentagon for 5 years during the Nixon administration, and he thought that Henry Kissinger, whatever, was like the greatest man alive. That was the kind of conservative that Poppy was, and he was, uh, you know, he was racist enough that, you know, or I'll say xenophobic enough that he wouldn't let a black person into his house. But if he had been around during my mom's last few years, I don't think he would have had any problem when he saw the benefits that she was having with her blood pressure, at least. Hell yeah. Yeah, and you know, the Oxy and the Percocets and the Vicodins are bad enough. Um, but, you know, the Oxys were just, if I can quote a wise man again, terrible, terrible, you know. And I've done, well, I did the Oxy, I think, once, and I tried Perks and Vicodins and stuff before too. But I always thought that, you know, to me it was kind of miserable. I mean, it was numbing and everything, and, you know, just, but it wasn't, I didn't really think it was fun. No. I've been kind of avoiding it, honestly, just because I think it's a great thing to talk about. And, and I don't mind talking about it either. As a matter of fact, I've talked about this in great detail in the medical support group. And even in spite of their clicky, groupie, whatever, behavior, circle things, whatever, blah, 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 I'm real big on, talking to people in there about that, because there's a lot of people that were in my mom's exact situation right now dealing with the pain clinics, trying to stop them from using medical cannabis. And it's disgusting what they're doing, so I make it a point to, to talk about it. And I want to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. But as far as watching a lot of the shows and specials about it, I'm just kind of, I watch like reports about it on like John Oliver or The Daily Show, stuff like that. But I don't want to watch a full documentary too much about it, or a show too much about it, just because, the feels, the feely feels, it's real, Yeah, it really is. I mean, how'd that song go? Was it the OJs? For the love of money. It's, and like I just finished watching that. It's a different thing, but the Righteous Gemstones. The same thing with them selling the church, or, well, selling salvation, we'll say, And I don't even really necessarily believe in that shit and recognize how wrong it is. Yeah, it's kind of, it's like, there was a special on HBO I watched one time about meth. And this was, I think, around 2007, 2008. The last time I used was 2002. But this long after, I had to turn off the documentary because watching people use on camera was starting to like make my nostrils flare, and like I could actually taste the drainage and shit. Like, nope, I'm done. Done, over, finished. Oh, right, 100%. Yeah. I mean, especially, you know, when you were an addict yourself. Well, I mean, I guess at that point I still was an addict because, that was causing me major cravings. I think that I can watch that now because I haven't been around people that were using in front of me, but I've been in front of several people fairly recently that were tweaking. And yeah, I mean, it took fucking forever. Right. It's, I'm like, I can watch that same program now. Um, but, you know, being around people that have been using now, I mean, being around tweakers and stuff after this, what's it been, almost 20 years. It's been 19, it'll be 20 years next November. Um, but, being around people using it that were tweaking, it just reinforced where I already stood that, it's a good day to not be tweaking. It was just sad. And that's why I confidently say now that I'm not an addict. I'm not an addict anymore because those cravings are gone. Um, but, the flip side of that is that it took me almost 20 years to get there. It took me almost 20 years to get there. But, but I want to help out anybody that's in that situation, especially, I mean, really dealing with anything, but especially dealing with pain just because of, what mom went through. Um, but it's highly emotional and, got all the feels for me because as a doctor, you're supposed to, you take that hypocritical oath to do no harm. Yes, I know it's supposed to be the Hippocratic oath, but it's a hypocritical oath because they're taking that oath to do no harm and they're basically forcing oxys and Percocets on people, um, and that is the tummy definition of, well, we'll say asshole, All right, let me get my thingy thing here. Oh shit, man, we have been on here like forever. Oh fuck, I didn't realize, man. It's almost 4 o'clock already. All right, let me wrap this up. I'm sorry. Let me wrap this up, and I'll make time to do my haunted house today. I want to get some haunted house time. But yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. It's been good talking, and definitely as far as this oxy shit goes, and the bullshit around the bullshit that pain sufferers have to deal with these pain clinics and doctors. Keep talking about it because that shit does need to be talked about. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, thanks for coming and hanging out. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh, shooby shoo. Ooh. Ooh, shooby shooby shoo. Oh yeah. Get 'em. Got to. As a wise man once said, justice. One word prayer. Justice. So, cheers, my guys. Cheers, my high guy. So, yeah. All right, so tomorrow I'm gonna try to get up tomorrow because the cleaning people are coming Tuesday instead of tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get up tomorrow and edit something. I don't know what I'm gonna edit tomorrow for sure. And thank you, man. And then Tuesday, oh yeah, I forgot to even mention I'm going to get my COVID boost. I'm going to get my Pringles boost on Tuesday. But so I got that. So I got a full day Tuesday, and then I'm gonna try to get back on to editing something else, whatever I didn't edit tomorrow, I guess. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and be back next week, I guess. Love you guys. Bye.